Hi, I'm Cathi Aycock, the shopping diva with the Tennessean, and I'm here with my friend and co-worker, Mary Hance, also known as Miss Cheap. We're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Miss Cheap column, and I'm going to ask Miss Cheap the questions that you most want to know.
I'm scared.
Okay, nothing too personal, Mary. When I say we're friends, people always sort of laugh about that because I'm clearly the queen of consumption, and you are, I think, every budget and frugal fashionista's friend. But the reality is, I think one thing that a lot of people don't know is you do spend money, but you choose how to spend your money well. I mean, you live life to the fullest. This is not a woman who eats hot dogs and drinks water every night. You have the most joy-filled life of any of my friends, and I think that's one thing that readers may not know about you. But what's something else that nobody knows about you?
Well, I'm not a miser. I mean, I really am not. I mean, I feel like that the whole point of saving is so that you have money to do things with things that are more important to you. It's prioritizing. So that if if people will see me and they'll hear that I'm taking a great trip, but I've been saving for my trip, or I'm in the grocery store and sometimes somebody will recognize me and they go, "What do you have in your cart?" And it's like I'm not supposed to have anything in there but gruel. I mean, seriously, it's like, I mean, I feel like that I clip the coupons and then I can buy a couple of lobster tails every now and then.
And so I think the reason that your column really just resonates with people is because it's innate. You really are that person. You really love finding those bargains. Even if you won the lottery, I think you'd still be a bargain hunter. How did it start? How did this column, what was the genesis of this column?
Well, you're right. I would still shop this way if I were a millionaire. But the column started when I was a business writer for the Nashville Banner. A lot of people remember the Banner, the afternoon paper, and so I was a business writer covering retail, among other things. And so when I wrote about bargains, I just got great response. People would call. This is before email, so I'd get lots of calls from people saying, "Where is that place? How do I get there? When is it open?" That kind of thing. And so I just realized that everybody likes a bargain, whether you're rich or poor, or men or women, or young or old. Everybody likes to think they got more than their money's worth, and that's sort of what drives me. Is if I can find a bargain, I love it. And then the downside of it is that nothing is a bargain unless you need it. And so I'm out there so much that I buy things I don't need, and that's what I've really got to work on.
Okay, so you've started this column. It really resonated with readers. 20 years ago versus today, what are some of the topics that you cover now that possibly you didn't cover then?
Well, the internet. And I think email has changed all of it because I get so much more information through email with tips and with ideas and with leads on things. But when I was first doing it, it was people who were trying to save on their long distance bill, or there were things that people just don't do anymore. And now I think a lot of it is technology, that people are trying to save with technology. I think people are trying to be more creative in their savings. And the recession really helped me. I mean, I hate to say it, but I think I may be the only person who benefited. That people who never would have read the column might have read it then and said, "Well, there's maybe something to this."
You became the oracle, really, of Nashville and surrounding areas, because so many people were like, "Gosh, if I had only followed her lead." So the recession was a big deal in your 20-year tenure. What other things can you say, boy, this really shaped my column? How has Nashville and the community really shaped your column?
Well, I don't know. I think the recession was one thing, but part of that too was just seeing that there's so much need out there, and that things are not equal, and that there's so many ways that people in the community can help other people, and if you make it easy for them, they'll do it. And that's been one of the greatest things for me, is that the Tennessean has allowed me to use the column to promote volunteerism and to promote other things that let people step up and help.
Your penny drive just sort of happened like a light bulb moment for you. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the penny drive was just sort of a fluke, to tell you the truth. I mean, I had read this book about Are You Normal About Money that said that some huge percent of the people would not pick up a penny off the ground. And so I just did sort of an off-the-cuff column that said I was going to ask everybody I saw that year before Christmas to give me all their change, and I'd give it to Second Harvest. And it just sort of picked up steam, and people started helping me with it, and it's over the years, it's just grown and grown and grown.
How much money did you raise on the penny drive this year?
Well, this year it was $47,900 and something dollars, but over the 5 years it's $150,000. And Second Harvest is such a good organization. I mean, they are feeding people through 40-something agencies, 400 and something agencies in 46 counties. So it's a big Middle Tennessee effort, and I'm just so glad that people have supported it, because it's I'm the facilitator, but there are hundreds of people who've made it successful. But I mean, I like to think the column helps people. I mean, whether it's something like that's really it's clearly an initiative and a drive, but other things I like to find free things for people to do who don't have a lot of money, and a lot of times things that are free, they're just as much fun or maybe more than some of the more expensive things. So I love to find out about those things, because it not only gives me fodder for a column, but it's stuff that I can do too. I mean, I love knowing about all these free things to do. It would have saved me a lot of money when my children were little.
I'm so glad that you have been around for 20 years and that I have had the privilege to work with you, and people have had the privilege to read your column. I wish everybody could work next to Mary and have conversations with her every day. But if you can't, then you need to read her column, either online or on your phone or in print, because there are nuggets of wisdom in there constantly.
I need more Facebook likes too.
Okay, all right, you heard it.